Welcome to my channel. My name is Marcus and this is Rise Above. On this channel we talk about things that help you grow to the next level, and today's topic is, do you know who you are? What's the point of even knowing who you are? It's pretty important, but why? The first thing being happiness. There is utter freedom and pure happiness in being who you are, living for yourself. The decision-making process is a lot easier for you because you know exactly what you want. You become a more decisive person, a person that has their head on their shoulders, they know exactly where they're going, they're very driven. Self-control. You're able to control yourself. You're not going to be as inclined to partake in bad habits because you know what motivates you. You have a sense of purpose that activates, oh, I can't do that because I'm trying to become this type of person, and this type of person wouldn't do that. This will also motivate you to do better habits and to have better habits. You're not going to be as inclined to say yes when you want to say no. If somebody asked, hey, do you want to go to the club tonight? Because you may not want to hurt the person's feelings, or you may not want them to not think that you're not their friend, you might just be like, sure, but you're like feeling really tired, you just came from work. Situations won't happen like that when you know yourself and you truly understand how you're feeling, how your energy is, and you're on the same level with yourself. I think one cool thing about knowing who you are and really understanding who you are is the ability to be able to understand other people. You're really able to empathize with other people because you know what your weaknesses are. And when you're able to see the similarities in other people, you notice, oh, I'm like that, so I know exactly how they feel and I understand where you're coming from. And you have more of an empathetic feel for them once you understand yourself, because then you can see yourself in them. There's so much more pleasure in life when you're doing exactly what you want when you want. And you know the reason why you're doing what you're doing. So how do you get to know yourself? Let's start with the first 5 things. Values. What is important to you? What are some key things that are non-negotiable? You know, no matter what, they're not going to change. It's like, I always put my family first, or self-care is really important to me, so going to the gym is my number 1 priority. Fitness may be a value, family may be a value, work may be a value. What are your values? Knowing your values is very important. And just in general, if you want answers to who you are, you have to first start by asking questions. That's the only way you're going to find out the answers that you're seeking. Interests. What interests you? What draws your attention? What attracts you? What are you curious about? What concerns you? All of these questions, asking yourself and knowing, ooh, this is what draws my attention, will open up more doors that interest introduced you to. For example, if I really like playing basketball and I spend time at the gym, I may meet a person or a basketball skill coach that lands me an opportunity to teach with kids. And I never knew that I would want to do that or had interest in that if I didn't follow my interests. So staying very aligned and knowing what your interests are will enable you to open more doors up in your life for you to grow. Temperament. So another word for this is like inborn preferences. Are you an introvert? Are you extrovert? Do you like waking up in the morning? Are you a night person? A lot of these questions will make you understand more about yourself and allow you the ability to maximize your day. One really good way to understand your temperament is by doing personality tests. So you could do the Myers-Briggs, you can do 16 personalities. And even answering these questions that they ask you makes you really think about things about yourself that you haven't thought about in a long time. And thinking about these things will be like, oh yes, I forgot that this is how I am, because a lot of the times we're just running on autopilot. A lot of our days are similar, so we don't really think about who we are as a collective. We more think about what our roles are in the short term. So you've been through a lot of stuff. You have a lot of experience, you have a lot of skill, you have a lot of things that are dormant underneath the surface of how you're living. Understanding what preferences are you cat or dog person? Those little things, I know they seem very small, but if you look behind it, people that like dogs are more high energy people because it takes a lot more maintenance to take care of a dog than it does a cat. So really looking at these inborn preferences that you have. Do you prefer tea? Do you prefer coffee? Looking at these little things, even though it may seem little, all these little things add up to make up who you are. Life goals and life events. Who do you want to be? What are you aspiring to be? For example, if you're looking to be a doctor or a nurse or going to the medical field, that means that you have a high attention to detail, you really like studying, and you really have a sense for caring about people. Looking at what you want to be and why you want to be that will really give you insight to who you are and who you will be in the future. Think about life events in the sense that memorable moment that sticks out to you and it's still in your head and grabs your attention every time you think about it, and you have a really powerful emotional response to it. Why is it that you have that? Really dissecting that and analyzing that makes you understand who you are and why that means so much to you. Strengths. What are you good at? What are your skills? What are your talents? What are your abilities? What just comes natural to you? Knowing these, A, gives you self-confidence and builds your self-esteem, but also it's going to thrive in places that you're meant to thrive in, and you'll avoid situations that you're not meant to thrive in. Knowing both of these will help you align yourself with the life that you're supposed to live. A lot of the times life becomes kind of hard and we feel out of place and we don't know who we are because we're not meant to be in that place. But if we knew ourselves better and we took the time to really ask these questions, then we would find ourselves where we're meant to be. It's very hard to pay attention to everything at one time because we're constantly evolving and constantly changing. So one thing I would recommend to you, especially with the values or with the interest or with your strengths, have them as sticky notes, maybe on your mirror when you get up in the morning and you're brushing your teeth, to remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing, who you are, to remind you of your why and your purpose, and really keep that fire going and looking at those things every day. Oh, I'm helpful, I'm powerful. These affirmations, these clarifications will help you stay true to yourself. It's very easy to change who you are when you're not comfortable in the place that you're in. In order to remain who you are, you have to constantly reaffirm and feel into who you are. Keep feeding into that person. Another thing that can be very, very helpful is paying attention to your internal dialogue. A lot of what goes on in our head isn't actually an accurate representation of who we are. It's an amalgamation of negativity, doubts, fears, and all things that don't really help us grow. So really paying attention to the patterns of speeches in your head that are telling you the type of person that you are is a key to building self-awareness and really understanding, is that trying to help me or is that trying to hurt me? Is that really true about me, or is this just based off of what somebody said and my expectation or my perception based off of what they told me? So really paying attention and being aware of your internal dialogue is a key to learning more about yourself. Honestly, get to know yourself as if you were a friend or you're going on a date. There's this really great game called the Future Disassociation game where, for example, I'm going to do it on myself. I'm going to think of myself in the future and think of who I want to be. Now, just to disassociate myself from this person that I've constructed in my head, I'm going to give him a name. Let's call him Johnny. And I'd be like, hey Johnny, where do you live? Oh, you know, in a penthouse in Toronto overlooking the harbor front. Oh, who do you live with? Oh, I have a dog. And I currently have a family. And asking yourself these type of questions will really help you paint a picture of who you want to be and the lifestyle that you want to live in a way that is more visual and accessible to you. A lot of the times, the person that we want to be is just an idea and it's not a reality because we haven't given it a name. We haven't breathed life into it. I think one key thing is every day, try to do something that brings you a little closer to Johnny or Sarah or whoever that person may be. And just as you're getting to know a friend or somebody that could be a potential partner, be patient with yourself, be honest with yourself, and try to trust yourself. This process is ongoing. You will continue to learn about yourself till you're not on this earth anymore. So just be patient and continuously learn and take your time. Enjoy the process. It's really fun learning more about yourself. Like, even when I was 16, I was like, oh, I know, I got it all down. I know who I am. And every year, every day, I learned something else about myself, and it took me by surprise. So enjoy the process. Really love it. There's this quote that says, be yourself because everybody else is taken. Another thing that may be helpful is when you look at people and you find yourself comparing yourself to people, try reframing it. I really think that saying, oh, I really like the way that person's very confident. Maybe it's because you don't think that you have enough confidence. So go back to your strength. See where you're strong and your abilities are and your talents. And be like, I am confident in these areas. I wonder if I can use that confidence to help me motivate me in my everyday life. Maybe practicing those skills and working on those skills and really seeing why you admire what you admire in other people will provide clarity to who you are and who you want to be. And every once a week, hold a conference meeting. Assemble the director of health, your spiritual advisor, your family therapist, your chief operations officer, that all take place in your head, and ask everybody to give a report. This week, Marcus only worked out twice. He made agreement to work out 3 times a week, but you only worked out twice. Get reports from every sector of your life, because there's so much that we are. I think we downplay that at times, and finding out, oh, okay, I know I need to work in this area. Oh, okay, I haven't really been as creative. Talk to your creativity coach, being yourself, and find out what areas can I be creative in, what areas can I grow. And really assessing each section of your life will help you learn a lot more about who you are. And you'll be surprised learning about all these different things that you may have forgotten about yourself. Like, oh yeah, I really like playing the guitar. I haven't touched my guitar in like 3 years. Revisiting these areas and revisiting these sections will really bring back that spark into, this is who I am. I kind of forgot how much I love myself. Like, I'm awesome. This will honestly, all of these steps will help you take care of yourself. And I think that it will really help you grow, because that's what we all want to do. We want to rise above the obstacles that come in our way and the things that are trying to bring us down. And finding out who you are in order to remain confident, clear, decisive, and strong in the midst of the storm comes from understanding your own strength. Going through the pain, going through the questioning, going through the uncertainty of questioning everything that you think you know about yourself in order to find the answers that will bring you clarity and strength in becoming the person that you want to be. So if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to stay tuned for more content that we have coming out that'll help you grow your mindset. And remember, the only way is up.